AITA because I don't want to throw away my books because my BF doesn't like them and getting angry when he tried to get rid of them. I, F29, am a huge nerd and bookworm, so my books collection are rather impressive. My boyfriend of 3 years, David, M32, and I have just moved in together, and it proves to be more challenging than I originally thought it would be. As mentioned above, my book collection is rather large, but he never mentioned anything about it, and the books will be in my office anyway. I work from home. However, there seems to be a slight issue he has always had, that he only now mentioned. I was raised trilingual, and I learned English later in life as well. So technically I speak 4 languages, with English being my weakest, so apologies for any mistakes. Because of that, my book collection is rather diverse, including books in all 4 languages. If I can, I prefer to read the book in a language it was originally written in and only reach for translations if I don't speak the language. This has never been a problem, and David never mentioned anything about this until now. He was helping me unpack the books, and I had noticed that he put all non-English books in a separate pile. I asked him about that, and he said we didn't need them and to throw them away. I said that you never throw books away. You donate them instead, but I didn't plan on getting rid of any of my books. He argued that it was pointless to keep books not in English as they only take up space and they're only for show and no one but me even reads them. I told him, hey are my books. I could consider downsizing my collection if it was a space issue, but since we have the space and they're in my office, I am not getting rid of them. He got really annoyed, so I told him that I didn't need his help anymore. Yesterday, I went for a coffee with a friend, and when I got back home, I found my bookshelves to be mostly empty, with some candles and figurines placed where my books used to be. I asked David where my books were, and he told me it was a surprise, and I came back home too early. His mother came over and helped him get rid of all my useless books. They bagged them up, put it in his car, and he was about to take them to the skip. I was absolutely furious, and he told me I could always replace them with books in English. I grabbed all my books and went to my office. I installed a lock to my office door so he can't throw them away, but I am so very confused about all of this. To top this off, his sisters called me, one of them screaming her head off because I am an inconsiderate C-word, and to get off my high horse and to stop pretending I am better than everyone else. Am I the asshole here? Am I really wrong about not wanting to get rid of my books? Wow. He threw away your books? Even though he knew you wanted them? Even though you had plenty of room for them and he didn't even need to look at them, since they are in your office? Because they made him feel inadequate since they were in languages he couldn't read? NTA. And huge. Keep the books, ditch the asshole. All of this, plus he targeted the non-English books and was nasty about it. Sounds like BF is a racist along with being an A. He planned to throw away your belongings without discussing it with you and involved his mother. Tell him to move out immediately. This relationship is absolutely over. Remember that abusers often use big milestones like moving in, getting married, or pregnancy to escalate abuse. This is just the first step of many he will take in asserting control over you. Get out now before it gets really bad, and it is already really bad. NTA. NTA, and I wish I could upvote this more. NTA. Get away from this man and his family. Do you really want to be permanently connected to a family who will literally steal and dispose of your belongings behind your back? Imagine raising a child with this man. Check out Just No MIL for a sample of some of the crazy people out there. Get out while you can. Also super racist that he only wants to rid the non-English books. Up. Take it from a librarian of 10 years. Run. NTA. The only one reading your books being you is a problem because? Honestly, this relationship is over. He tried to throw them away against your wishes and called it a surprise. Who made him king? Why does he think that he can just take your stuff? And what qualifies him to decide which books to keep and which to toss? You are underreacting. AITA for refusing to shoot nude for my brother anymore? I, 18F, have a brother, 19M, who is a cinephile and has had a camera in his hand since the ripe age of 6. We have always been doing shoots together indoors and outdoors. Recently, he had a project for his film school, asked if I could shoot for him and kept insisting, which I didn't care as I've always been the only person who is in his short films or shoots. I told him I'll do this and he wanted it to be 15 minutes long. After we were done with the scenes he wanted outside, our parents were on a work stay, so we had the free house to do the shooting and no interruptions inside. It was a scene where it was the early morning and I wake up, make a coffee, sit on my balcony and smoke. The weather was beautiful and I understood the ambience he was trying to exude. Until before the scene, he wanted a sense of authenticity, realism and intimacy in the scene. I asked him, "What do you mean?" And he said, "I sleep naked and it feels like a love letter to life." I proceeded to say, "You want me to be naked in the short film? That you will show your fellow classmates?" He told me that, "That's film and it's not weird as I am your brother. But not fully naked, just topless and you can wear underwear." I didn't really care about doing this and maybe it was brain fog in the morning. I didn't care about his friends seeing my boobs as well. It isn't a body part that is revolutionary to the eye anymore. I told him, "I'll do it." We proceeded to do it and he got it on first try. Everything was great until I took a nap as it was very early. When I woke up, I understood the gravity of what I had done. I don't know what went through my mind at the time and why I would do something so idiotic. Most of all, just thinking about my brother having a file like that sends bile up my throat. I go back to him, ask him to give me the file so I can delete it permanently and that I wanted to redact the start where I was naked. He told me that he already submitted it and it would be pointless if I deleted it. I felt embarrassed and sickened. I still feel greatly upset with him and haven't spoken to him. I informed him beforehand that I will not shoot for him again. He got upset and angry, told me that I was his muse, and got him into his desired film school. He told me that I was being unreasonable and turning what I did into something abhorrent, when it was art. I am still not even looking at him just because of what I have done. Maybe I'm projecting and diverting this anger that has stemmed from embarrassment onto him. AITA? NTA, and there's no way his project was finished and submitted within a few hours. Make him delete that file. His whole thing was creeperish anyway. And contact his teacher and school and say that he doesn't have your permission for display. That you may seek damages against the school. That way he can experience the ultimate artist issue of censorship. EU, muse and love letter to life. NTA. I fear he is beating his meat to your breasts. To be fair, lots of artists use nude models. I use pictures of people in skin-tight clothing, such as leotards. Another artist I know uses nude photos of herself. NTANGL, your brother seems a bit weird. No rational sibling would ask the other to do that, especially one of the opposite sex. And show his scantily clad sister to others? Like what brother in his sane mind would do THSA? Most brothers are very protective of these things.